He didn't seem to appreciate the reminder that she had been so wildly improper from the snarl that curled his lips. Before he could snap, she hurried on. "And it is my wish for my identity to be hidden from the Duke, and I will have your loyalty, Anthony," she insisted once again, pointing to the painted mask. He grunted and gave her a look of incredulous disbelief. "He knew it was you, Emma. Elliot knew it was you." Apprehension jolted through her. "No, he did not. Elliot hasn't called upon me in a very long time. He was only a fleeting presence at the manor last week. The only reason you recognised me was that you saw me yesterday, and because I had a slight episode. Please leave it be, Anthony. Promise me you won't say anything. I don't want anyone involved in my private affairs, least of all you." She smiled to take the sting out of her words. Anthony held her gaze. "This was only one night." "Yes, I promise." They reached the carriage and he assisted her in. He entered and sat opposite her, leaning against the squab. His gaze raked her figure several times, and the shock that had flared in his blue depths each time made her blush. "At least you had the presence of mind to disguise yourself and the carriage." "There is no need to escort me. You may continue as you will." "I am taking you to Bellevue Manor." His hard tone brooked no arguments. She nodded in acquiescence, knowing the need roiling inside of him demanded that he saw her safely home. The carriage pulled away, and with a sigh she relaxed her shoulders. A few minutes passed in silence before profound irritation snapped through her. "You are staring, Anthony." His gaze narrowed. "You don't understand how it unsettles me to think of you alone with the Duke for even an hour." Fire licked her body at his blunt statement. She had been with Elliot for hours, and she shifted her eyes from his, lest he read the knowledge there. She didn't think she'd been fast enough. "The goddamned bastard!" "Please refrain from being crude," she snapped. "Emma, I know the Duke's exploits and conquests. If he had not known it was you, he would have had no reason to be protective of your delicacy. I doubt you can speak to me right now about being crude. And we will stop talking about this before I break my promise and challenge him for taking your honour." Tears sprang to her eyes, and she nodded in quick agreement, fighting the mortification and fear that tried to engulf her. She prayed she had not caused a rift in their friendship. "Please do not speak so lightly of duelling, Anthony. Elliot has been your friend for years." "Then you shouldn't have acted with such recklessness," her brother snarled. Unable to speak any more, so intense were the emotions tearing through her, Emma closed her eyes, hating that the tears spilled over. Her brother sighed and said her name with soft regret, but she ignored him, closed her eyes, and remarkably, a smile tipped her lips. She had been brave and free and improper, and for now, that was all that mattered.